Welcome back, fellow coin-cade collectors. I'm doing a new video today, something a little different. We are going to hunt some Eisenhower dollar coins. Got these at my local bank. Just asked if they had any large dollars, and one of them actually called around and they said they had 1,000 of these. I picked up 200 of them. They come in $25 rolls. So if you haven't ever looked through Eisenhower dollars, just ask for large dollars and be sure to say I want Eisenhower's or the big ones, because people will typically get confused with the little presidential dollars or the Sacagawea or Susan B. Anthony dollars. So on today's episode, we're going to review this, and we'll learn more about Eisenhower dollars. And look through some Eisenhower, or also known as Ike dollars. These were minted in the years of 1971 through 78, and they were widely circulated back then. But although they're starting to become more popular among coin collectors, they basically were to honor the late president and World War II hero, Dwight D. Eisenhower. And so these are also known as Ike dollars. Essentially on April 29th, 1969, Congressman Robert Casey of Texas introduced legislation to mandate this new $1 coin. Then in October, a few months later, Congressman Robert R. Casey proposed another bill to define the reverse of the coin to pay tribute to the Apollo 11 moon landing. Production then continued through 78. So you can see here the one that I've got is actually a bicentennial, and we'll get into those here in just a second. So there are different varieties of these. There's not a whole lot of silver ones that were made, and they made them basically from the S or San Francisco mint mark. They made proof silver ones. You will occasionally find them in circulation. I've heard from other people who coin roll hunt Eisenhower dollars that you're not going to find a whole lot of them. However, there are people that search for the varieties. One of the most valuable Eisenhower dollars is the 1972 Type 2 variety. We'll get into that here in a second. It's easily identifiable by looking at the image of the moon on the reverse. So you can study these popular Eisenhower dollar varieties. So there's actually 7 varieties that are popular and widespread. And we're going to go through those today. And pardon my daughter, she's watching Gabby Dollhouse. The first one is the 1971 S, or San Francisco, proof Eisenhower dollar with the normal R in it. So in most San Francisco 1971 proof dollars issued, the R in Liberty has a serif at the bottom of the vertical leg. So that's the two artistic protrusions. Easily identify this from the bottom of the vertical leg on the R. These coins were struck early in the life of the die before they began to wear out. The strike and cameo contrasts are usually bold and clear. This is the most common die variety because it is exactly as the designer created it. Okay, the second one is actually the same year, 1971 S, proof Eisenhower dollar, and it's also known as the peg leg R. That's essentially an R that does not have a serif on the bottom of it. That variety doesn't have a serif, and some researchers believe that variety was caused by over-polishing the proof dies, also known as die abrasion. Other people think that it was a change in the coin hub that created the master die. Regardless of the cause of this die variety, it's a rare coin and carries quite a premium over and above other common strikes. So be on the lookout for this 1971 proof Eisenhower dollar peg leg R. Number 3 out of the 7, 1972 Eisenhower dollar Type 1 low relief. Essentially, the Type 1 low relief on the reverse was used. This reverse was used from January of that year through August of 72. You can identify this variety, Type 1 variety, by looking at the 3 islands to the right of Florida found on the Earth rising above the moon. Additionally, the Earth's rim is flat from about 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and the feathers on the eagle's breast are raised and distinct. Since that production ran for 9 months, it is the most common of the three varieties. Therefore, it carries very little numismatic or collector premium value. Number 4 variety is the 1972 Eisenhower Type 2 High Relief. So we just talked about the low relief. This is the high relief. This was created when the mint mistakenly used a proof reverse die in August at the Philadelphia Mint facility. So it's going to be the Philadelphia Mint version. This type was created from a single coin die and was used in only one production run. The variety is identified by the absence of those islands that we just talked about beneath Florida on the Earth rising above the moon. Instead of the islands, the 3 incuse lines look like water. Interesting. So basically they estimate that there's only about 100 to 1,000 of those out in production. So if you do find one, it is a pretty rare variety. Number 5, the 1972 Eisenhower Dollar Type 3 Modified High Relief. So this one is also a same year, 72, and the same area. You can see below Florida. The islands on the Earth are rising over the moon on the reverse of this variety, appears beneath and to the left of Florida, and the overall relief and details of the Earth are strengthened. On most strikes, Earth is completely defined and does not blend in with the field of the coin on the left-hand side. Eagle's breast feathers are smooth and not well defined. This variety is also known as the normal reverse in some publications. So we got down to the last 2. That is 1976 Bicentennial Eisenhower Dollar Type 1. And that's what this coin right here is. I can get it in the... And essentially what you look for is on the United States of America. Due to the anticipated high demand for bicentennial coins from the citizens of our country, the mint began producing dual-dated 1776 to 1976 coins in 1975. Thus, you will never find a 1975 dated Ike dollar. The mint first used the reverse die with thick letters of the United States of America and $1 on the bottom here. Unfortunately, problems getting the coins to strike up correctly persisted, and artists at the mint, well, they had to rework the die. So the easiest way to identify this variety is to look at the T in United States, and the horizontal bar in the T will basically be horizontal, so it doesn't really have a serif on it. So now the opposite coin, you can see a picture of it here, 76 Bicentennial Eisenhower Dollar Type 2. Essentially the main difference here on this one is that it's a smaller T and smaller print of the letters, so they're thinner. They created this new reverse die to strike the remainder of the bicentennial dollars. The die had thin letters that were used for United States of America and $1. Additionally, other details were enhanced and strengthened. The United States Mint began producing these Type 2 coins in early of 76. Since both Type 1 and Type 2 coins were produced for almost pretty much a year, neither varieties carry a huge collectible premium, although it's fun to find the different varieties of them. Uncirculated coins can be purchased for around $5 from your favorite coin dealer. This is definitely not an uncirculated version, so this is just worth about $1. But I hope you enjoyed the education on Ike dollars. I am going to actually start a collection today. I'm going to try to get all different varieties as well as all the different years and mint marks and put them into an album. So I might do another video to kind of just show what I have left of my album. But yeah, so if I find anything interesting, I will bring you guys back. Otherwise, be sure to like and subscribe the video down below. It helps out the algorithm to make more of this awesome content. And until later, keep on collecting. Well, I looked through them Didn't find any varieties other than the common ones that I told you about, but I was able to get my entire album except for 1973. So I'll be on the hunt for a 1973 circulated Ike dollar for my album. Alright, again, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and keep on hunting.